It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. It's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero, and oh man, it is a Friday. Aren't you guys happy, man? Happy to be off work. Happy to be to the end of the week. If you listen to this before work, which I highly do recommend, it can get you through your day. You know what I'm saying? But either way, I'm just trying to get the happiness into your life. It's Friday. Listen to the Best of Bias podcast. You got Lydell Dinero on your screen if you're watching. So you know what better could happen on your Friday than lighten you and make you happy. You know what I'm saying? It's the Best of Bias podcast. Shoot, man, I'm sorry we have to start off somber. I know I always talk about the somberness of some of these topics, but pop culture nowadays has a lot of somberness to it. America right now is going nuts, man. I wish there was more positive to talk about than negative, and I'm sure there is, but that's not how the media portrays it, you know what I mean? So I'm just reporting what I'm given. And starting with, oh man, over there in Highland Park, Illinois, there was a shooting, man. Another mass shooting by a young man with I don't want to call him a young man, give him the benefit of the doubt, make him sound like sympathetic or anything like that. But these young people that are getting these rifles so easily, it's just kind of wild to me. Another person standing on top of a building out there in Illinois was shooting down at a 4th of July parade. People couldn't even enjoy 4th of July. This man was standing on top of the building and shot down at people, injuring like 30 plus people, killing about 7 of them. And you know, he actually got away for a minute. It took him like a little while to get caught. And after he got caught, he did admit that he was contemplating going to Wisconsin to pull off another shooting. And then he's another one of these guys. His name is Robert Crimo III. It's kind of crazy because his dad was actually a politician that tried to run for mayor of Florida, which is kind of nuts to know that in his own home, he has shit like that going on, but he's trying to run a state shit and try to possibly make, you know, laws that fucking change the country. It's nuts. But anyways, back to this crazy person. He took a rifle and just shot like 70 rounds down into the crowd and ended up killing 7 people. Once he got arrested, this was kind of swift. And as far as the ruling and the verdict for he got accused and found guilty of 7 counts of first-degree murder. So they're throwing him under the jail. I don't know if they out there in Illinois, they believe in the death penalty, but he went out there and killed 7 people, injured 32 with the intent to kill more. If that doesn't warrant the death penalty, I don't know what does. I'm not for taking people's lives or anything, but if you just have people just going out there and shooting people with no remorse and just having them sit in jail, you know, feeding them and treating them like a regular citizen that's in jail. No, I don't think so. I don't think a person that goes and kills 7 people should be treated the same as somebody that caught, you know, selling weed or caught with a bag of weed in a state that doesn't allow weed or some shit like that. It's like, come on, bro. Like, these people have manifestos and online trails of stuff that they plan to do and stuff that they believe in that they could have been caught a long time ago. Like, they even said that the man even went and passed his screening to get the rifle, you know what I'm saying, at the gun shop. Like, it needs to be a lot harder for people to get these guns and be able to have access to these weapons, especially people that aren't mentally stable. He went by the name of like Woke the Rapper or some bullshit like that. And he would go and just make hella crazy ass videos about killing people. He even had a video of him doing some crazy shit in a school. It's like, what the fuck is going on in society today that makes people just keep doing these kind of things? You know what I mean? It's like 4th of July parades, kids' schools, places that we find sacred. It's just like, are we supposed to feel protected as Americans if we can't even go to places that are supposed to be sacred and live our regular lives without being harmed? Like, even in Philadelphia, I think it was Ben Franklin Parkway, there's a fireworks display on 4th of July and 2 cops got shot by an active shooter. It was all over Twitter. People running all over the place out there in Philly, running for their lives while the fireworks were going off. It was a crazy display. If you guys haven't seen it, it, check it out on Twitter. It's just things are going crazy, man, and it's just causing such a fray in society right now. It's like people don't know if it's real. People are saying that people from the right wing are saying that it's just a setup and people were killed in order for the Democrats to show that Republicans are for guns, and Democrats are trying to take the guns away, but the Republicans want this stuff to keep happening. And then the Republican side saying this is all for show. And it's just desensitizing the world in general, man. It's just like, come on now, this is more serious than the bickering over, oh, who can have guns and who can't have guns. Come on now, if people are dying, we're just asking for more strict laws to be put in place to make it so that people aren't, at least lessen the percentage of these mass shootings happening. We know possibly taking guns away from people or making it a little more stringent for people to get guns. The pushback is, how are we supposed to protect our family? What if bad people get guns? We don't have access to guns, and they just kind of try to take shit over with like that. I think that's just also a conspiracy theory. I mean, I understand protecting your family to an extent, but you don't have to have a full artillery at your house. You know what I'm saying? Where your kid can just grow up learning how to use the weapon, and then one day he gets bullied at school, and instead of talking to an adult about it, he just gets the M16 or the strap out of the closet, because he knows the code, and just goes shoots up the school, and he just throws his life away at a young age over something that just could have been taught a little bit better. Because I feel like the onus doesn't really go on the parents of these people. It just goes and just, like this kid, he's mentally unstable and he did this and he did that, and it's nobody's fault but their own. And it's kind of crazy. Sometimes they try to make it seem like it's not even the kid's fault, like he was possessed by an evil spirit and he did this and it's not him, and he's so young that, well, only for the white people. It's just kind of crazy how these mass shooters always get taken alive, and then Black people get shot for nothing. There was, excuse me for not knowing his name, I should look it up and get his name, but a young Black man was shot 90 times, riddled with bullets over a traffic stop where he didn't have a weapon, he was unarmed, and the cops were so ready to unload on the young Black man for no reason, for just thinking they have maybe stolen a car or mistaken identity. They have the right to just unload a bunch of clips, reload the clips, and shoot at somebody. But somebody that takes the lives of little kids or goes and shoots at a 4th of July parade deserves to be taken in calmly and fucking respectfully, just so people can read up on his story and make them a celebrity in the news. Like, fuck that. It's kind of, after a while, it's just like, come on now, is this really a big ploy just to get America riled up? I hear people out here plotting civil wars and shit off this bullshit. So, I mean, it's way too crazy. I feel people, old white folks, I don't want to have to go there, but old white folks that are so used to the rules being how they were and to protect their way of life that they're not even looking at society and how it's affecting actually everybody in the world. You know what I mean? It's just crazy how we have to see this shit every day. I kind of like go through social media and the internet to find these topics for you guys. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing that's trending on Twitter is always another mass shooting. It's like people race to get that shit out just to get the clicks and get the notoriety, when it's like, this shit is real, man. People dying and losing their lives is not no fucking clickbait type shit that you need to race and get the story out. It's just hearing this shit every day is just so frustrating, man. Either a rapper is getting shot or there's a mass shooting. It's like, come on, bro. Something has to give. Something has to give. And let me just get off this before I get too upset, because as you can tell, I'm getting riled up. If you're audio listeners, man, you can hear it in my voice. If you're visual listeners watching on YouTube, you see it in my face. I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of reporting on it every week, and my battery's low. Let me get that shit off there. I'm trying to show y'all my battery low. Shit. Moving on a little bit here, rapid fire topics. Phase 4, man. Phase 4 for Marvel. Kevin Feige has some work to do. Phase 4 hasn't been hitting like the other phases have been hitting. After Endgame, a lot of the movies that have been coming out have been kind of hit or miss. Rotten Tomatoes, kind of the higher, movie raters that we kind of stand by out here in the media. We kind of look to them to, get their audience score and the tomato rating just to see if the movie is legit or not. Usually we're used to these Marvel movies getting like 100%, 90% and shit like that. And that's how you knew they were the model standard for movies that were coming out right now. You know what I mean? Especially in the summer during the cinematic boom, you know what I'm saying, in the summer. That's where the blockbusters come out. That's when all the good movies come out. It just seems that the Phase 4 movies didn't really do too well. Let's start with Eternals. Had a 47% on the Rotten Tomatoes meter. They had Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness only got a 74% rating, We had Thor, that's coming out now or coming out Friday, would be out today if you guys are listening. It only got a 69% rating. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it'll go out when it comes out to the rest of the world, and more people see it. But right now, I got a 69%. Black Widow got 79%. The only really two really well-performing movies of Phase 4 have been Spider-Man No Way Home with a 93% tomato rating and Shang-Chi with a 91% tomato rating. So people are kind of on shaky grounds now with Marvel. Some of the Disney Plus shows kind of have fallen off after Loki, man. I enjoyed what was the show after before Miss Marvel that we were reviewing? I kind of forgot, but Miss Marvel, like I said, I'm not really fully immersed in it yet. I kind of feel like they're more so kind of like just trying to touch on the Pakistani culture, and they're doing a good job of that. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I want to see powers. I want to see, how Kamala Khan is going to be ingratiated into the Avengers, into the MCU, but more so they're doing backstory, a lot of like flashbacks. The people in the show, they're cool, but they're not as intense as the other people, like power-wise, the Jinns and stuff that they're supposed to be the antagonists of the show. Fuck, why is everybody fucking driving hella fast down the street right now? Yeah, they're just not too big of antagonists to me. They're just kind of like there. I don't know. They're just kind of there. I'm still in the middle. I don't know how many episodes it's supposed to be. It has to be 8 because I know we're at episode 5, and I can't even tell where the fuck we are and what's going on. So yeah, She-Hulk's the next one on deck. So, and that's supposed to be like an Ally McBeal kind of lawyer type comedy show. So I don't know how good that's actually going to be. But Phase 5 will be announced at the San Diego Comic-Con, which is I think in a couple of weeks, July 21st through 24th. So they could have a lot of good announcements that puts Phase 5 back on the map. I know Marvel's not really going anywhere, but based on those rankings and ratings from Rotten Tomatoes, Phase 5 has a lot of work to do. And hopefully some of the announcements they do make at Comic-Con are some as follows. Hopefully Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, we actually get to see a trailer or get to know what's going to happen as far as T'Challa's replacement, or they're going to have Shuri go and become the Black Panther for a little while until they recast him. I'm not too sure exactly what they're going to do with that. We still got the Thunderbolts that's rumored to be coming out, which is a team kind of like the Suicide Squad. Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad, which is going to come out. It has a lot of cool characters in it. I think to name a few, U.S. agents in there, Nemo's in there, Captain Zemo, whatever his name is. You see his Funko Pop back there. I know Abomination is in it. Red Hulk is in there. There's a whole bunch. I think Bullseye might be in there. So there might be a lot of guys in there that can show some really cool shit and be actually an improved version of the Suicide Squad. So maybe that gets announced. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Of course, that preview may come out because we did get Thor today. And based on the after, the end credit scenes, there could be some tie-ins to that. The Marvels, they pushed that back. It's going to be Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Photon, Monica Rambeau. Fantastic Four is rumored to come out, and Blade. So hopefully one of these gets talked about so we can get that rating back up for Phase 5 and we can get excited again, because these Phase 4 movies, only to me, Spider-Man, I like Doctor Strange a lot after the first couple of watches. I'm hoping Thor is a smash because I love Ragnarok. Shang-Chi was dope. It just kind of went a lot of places for me. I have to watch it again, actually. I should watch that shit again. But I'm a Marvel head till I die anyway, so I ain't really tripping about it. I'm gonna watch regardless, and I'm gonna review it for you guys. I'm gonna be there to let you know if it's good or if it's bad. So whether it's good or if it's bad, I'm gonna see it, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna let y'all know. But yeah, and while we're on the Marvel kind of Disney plateau, it's crazy because Mickey Mouse, the copyright is ending. I think after this year, after 95 years of Mickey Mouse being the trademark for Disney. So I don't know if Mickey Mouse is going to go anywhere. I don't know if they're going to re-up with the person who drew it. I don't know how that works, but wouldn't it be crazy if Mickey Mouse just walked away from Disney and ended up somewhere with WB or some weird shit like that? That would be crazy. But Mickey Mouse, sign your papers, extend your contract, don't become a free agent, because I'm sure you got a no trade clause anyways. So stay where you at, young man, And man, let's seamlessly move into sports. So if you guys watch or watch ESPN, watch Fox Sports, watch any of that kind of shit, you're hearing about UCLA and USC moving conferences from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten. This movement actually really started like last year. I want to say, or the end of last college football season, when Texas and Oklahoma moved from the Big 12 to the SEC, which kind of opened the eyes to a lot of other schools who could get a lot more exposure for being on these other, being in these big ass conferences that get most of the TV time. SEC with the Alabamas, LSU's, Florida's, Arkansas's, Texas A&M, all these big name schools, Tennessee, all these prestigious down south schools. They're on TV all the time. Every game, no matter who it is, they get all the TV time. And then Big Ten, Ohio State, Michigan State, those guys, Wisconsin, those kind of guys get a lot of eyes as well. And down the ladder, Pac-12 gets a lot of looks on the West Coast because there are a lot of West Coast teams. Me being an Oregon fan, as you know, watched a lot of Pac-12 football. But seeing USC and UCLA decide to move, they took a lot of TV with them because USC and UCLA are really LA based, of course, and Fox Sports and Fox in general covers them a lot. So I still think they will continue to, but as they move to the Big Ten, they'll have more exposure on that side as well, playing the Big Ten teams and get them playing against like the Michigans, Ohio States and shit like that. And that'll bring big ratings because last year, one of the top 12 games, number 11 was Oregon versus Ohio State. So no matter who is playing Ohio State, if it's a power from a big name power from another conference, everybody's going to tune into it. So if you put big names like UCLA and USC over there, people are going to watch. Right now, the Pac-12 actually is in shambles. I'm a big Pac-12 guy, so I'm kind of worried about it, man. It's going to be kind of weird to like run the Pac-12 like we usually do. Utah has gotten us the last couple of years, maybe Washington once or twice, but it's going to be kind of weird not having USC and UCLA to play against. Maybe in the Pac-12 championship. We just changed the format to where we would get to play them more, or possibly get to play them more than we usually do. But since they decided to, bounce out, it's going to change the whole landscape of it. So the best team we can actually beat in our conference is Utah, maybe Washington, which we traditionally beat all the time. And getting Dan Lanning in this crazy ass 22 and 23 recruiting class we're getting right now, we need a national showcase to show off our, pretty new toys. You know what I'm saying? With this NIL and Phil Knight being able to pay the players to get over here, we're going to need to be playing against good competition to be able to be qualified for the national championship. So right now, Oregon is trying to take Washington, Stanford, and whatever other powers in the Pac-12 we can to look kind of like look good to move over into another conference. We are, I think, most likely going to move into the Big 12 to replace Oklahoma and Texas. Bring a couple of teams over there to make the Big 12, kind of bigger again. There's Kansas State over there still. You got the Baylors of the world over there still. So there's some big schools over there still, but you add Oregon, a lot of the Pac-12 schools. It will bring a lot of notoriety back to the Big 12 that left with Oklahoma and Texas. I'm sure that maybe some Big 12 teams will leave, but the addition of some of the teams that we have going over there will help a lot. And I like that a lot. I like the fact that we can be independent, possibly, or we can be the big fish in a small pond, which is, the Pac-12, Pac-10 now. But hopefully we make some good choices. This year I think they're still here. I think they're leaving in 2024. So we still get that, play them in this format this year. But coming up a little down the road, they will depart and we will have to play some new people. And I think that's good for us because we are in the running for the highest rated quarterback that we ever really was able to sign before. And that's Dante Manning out of Michigan, number 1 quarterback out of Michigan, number 4 recruit in 2023, number 4 quarterback recruit out of 2023 class. I know Texas got the number 1 quarterback, Arch Manning, but we got him and the number 1 running back out of that cycle, Bryce Young. Not Bryce Young. I think his name is Bryce Young. Last name is Young. I don't know his first name. I think it's Bryce. But his top 3 are Alabama, Georgia, and Oregon. And I think he's a package deal with Dante Moore. And I think they might both announce on Friday, which will put us in maybe, I would say, top 10, top 5 of the 2023 cycle of recruiting. So, man, we're making some move. We just signed Caleb Presley, another 4-star, highest cornerback recruit that we've ever had. So it's getting kind of crazy. It's getting kind of crazy out here. And I'm pretty excited to say that Oregon is making some moves. And after last year and the year before's debacles of, the COVID season, shortened seasons, and then the Anthony Brown season, I'm ready to see what we got this year with Bo Nix. I'm giving him a chance, even though Bo Nix beat us a couple of years ago when we could have made the college football playoff, sick bastard. But hopefully he's on the, he's repping that green and yellow now. So hopefully he can do some things and put us back on the map and get us back there to where we want to go. Because we were in the first college football playoff. Don't forget that. Marcus Mariota was there. We beat Florida State to get there. So don't do us like that. Don't do that to us. You know what I'm saying? It's moving on into sports, but the state of Pac-12, the state of college football right now is just getting crazy with the NIL and everybody doing all this moving stuff to make like 2 big super conferences. But I don't think it's gonna happen for a couple of years. Y'all hear a lot about it. As time goes on and before football and stuff starts, NFL football. You'll hear a lot about that, and college football is going to be starting to hear pretty soon. We got a couple of months till NFL, so yeah, get excited, everybody. Get excited. Get ready for them Ducks because we going to the Natty. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Dante Moore signed. Next, let's move into Baker Mayfield. Some brand new news here. Just real quick, Baker Mayfield got traded finally. He got traded to the Carolina Panthers for a conditional 5th-round pick. It's conditional because based on how much he plays and how good he does on the field, it could turn into a 4th-round pick. But me personally, it's kind of cool for me because that just gives us some further confidence that the Buccaneers can probably win that division. The quarterbacks that are starting against Tom Brady this year in the NFC South are going to be Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, my guy, and we got freaking Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold starting for the Carolina Panthers, which is kind of crazy because, Marcus Mariota is my guy from Oregon. We drafted Jameis Winston number 1. Marcus Mariota went number 2. I think Baker went number 1 too. So we got a whole bunch of number 1, number 2 picks in our division, but they didn't really pan out to be as great as they should have been. So we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's funny because Robbie Anderson tweeted when the idea was broached of Baker Mayfield getting traded to the Panthers, he tweeted out no or some weird shit like that. But now he has to play with them, so it's gonna be kind of awkward. But who knows, man? I like Sam Darnold, man. Coming in, I had a lot of faith in him, but the last couple of years have been kind of crazy. I don't know what Cam Newton's doing right now. Hopefully he can get signed somewhere. Hopefully he's in the lab working out. But the football season's coming up, man. Baker Mayfield's a Panther. Him, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore. Who else they got? They got dude from LSU last year. What's his fucking name? I try to trade for him all the time in Madden, but I forgot his name. Robbie Anderson, of course. And their defense was coming on last year pretty strong. They got J.C. Horn coming back. I think he got injured last year. Brian Burns, of course, was doing some stuff. Hassan Riddick, I think they signed. So they got a nice little squad. You know what I'm saying? They're all young. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's their time. Excuse me. Goddamn. Their time yet. But I think it is the Buccaneers' time to solidify this division for the next couple of years. First, we got to start by beating the goddamn Saints twice because fuck them motherfuckers. They beat us twice last year. I think they might have beaten us twice the year before when we won the Super Bowl. So they think they got our number. But you know what I'm saying? You guys are starting Jameis. So y'all gonna see it's kind of crazy to me to see the flip in the feelings of Jameis Winston. Everybody was talking so much shit when he was on the Buccaneers, but now that he's a Saint, he's everybody's favorite fucking quarterback. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. They talk so much shit. Maybe they just be hating on me. I don't know, because they know I'm the only Buccaneers fan. They be trying to get under my skin, but it's Bucks life forever. Fuck that. I don't care. Man. Anyways, moving on to basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's not much on this episode, so you know what I'm saying? We're going to move on pretty quick. KD, Kyrie news. After free agency, after everybody kind of signed back to their original teams, there's a little bit of movement, but not too much. I already told you guys about the Nuggets pickups. DeAndre Jordan, we traded for KCP, and we got Bowen from the freaking Nets. 24-year-old defensive player, you know what I'm saying? But not much really happened. We had some people change the team. The Celtics got Malcolm Brogdon for pennies on the dollar. That's pretty nuts. Zach LaVine signed back. Bradley Beal signed back. Jokic signed back. So nothing really big happened as of yet. We're still waiting to see what some kind of utility pieces do, or what some trades still might happen. I hear a lot about Buddy Hield possibly being traded. Also, Miles Turner. I heard John Collins. All these people, and it kind of quieted down since free agency kind of came and went. But I'm sure these trades, the season doesn't start till October, so I'm still think there's trades being they're in the works. They're just trying to get the contract numbers worked out by just kind of sitting still for a while, or little trades that some teams did make. Could have been like contract straighteners just to get something else going. I'm expecting to see some really big 3-team trades to happen, especially with KD and Kyrie wanting trades from the Brooklyn Nets. But I don't really know where they're going to go because they're asking for a king's ransom back for KD or Kyrie. Rudy Gobert kind of fucked that up by getting like 5 first-round picks and a couple of players for him to go to Minnesota Timberwolves, which was crazy in itself. So trying to get KD, who's like a 10 times better player, is going to cost a whole bunch. So I don't know where he's possibly going to go. People are saying he's talking to the Warriors and they're okay with the reunion or some shit like that, but it wouldn't even work out for them because if they want all those players, I think the players they're asking for, Kuminga, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and Wiseman, for KD and maybe some picks, maybe a first-round pick or some shit like that, pick swaps. That would be ridiculous just to get KD back on the team will be gutted. And if any of them get hurt or any of them just age out and just lose it all of a sudden, then all your young core will be gone. I don't see anywhere that he would go that he could really just make a difference. He wants to go to a team where he wants everybody to stay, like all the stars to stay. So I don't know where he can go that's going to make a difference without taking all the stars that are on the team. If he goes to a team, if he goes to the Suns, they want Booker. They want all the superstars on the team for him. So it doesn't really matter where he goes. He's going to be in the same spot as he is in Brooklyn. So at this point, I feel like he should just stay. They signed T.J. Warren. They signed Royce O'Neal. They still got Cam Thomas. And he was a rookie out of Auburn last year. He was pretty raw in summer league. Got some buckets and sparing minutes when some players was hurt. You got Joe Harris coming back. You still got Nick Claxton. Boogie Cousins is still out there. So there's stuff you can do if you want to keep him. If you keep Kyrie Irving too, that'll be a solid team. It's just like you're burning the bridges way too early. It's like Kyrie wants to eventually make his way to the Lakers. Everybody's saying that's where he ultimately is going to end up. But it would take trading Russell Westbrook or getting somebody else out of there to make the money work, which is like, goddamn, like y'all can't just play with the players you got. Russell Westbrook was hurt Anthony Davis was hurt last year. LeBron was hurt last year. Russell Westbrook didn't really have his shit together. Give it one more year. If it works this year, then what? You still got 3 superstars on your team. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't force anything to blow up the team. They signed Lonnie Walker. The Lakers did too. And there's some young pieces out there they can possibly sign to throw in there with AD and LeBron and Westbrook coming off the bench that can make some noise. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of young teams out there that are kind of stacked with, 2 starting 5s basically. But it's like, come on now. You got LeBron, you got some superstars. I don't think Kyrie Irving, well, it's going to make a difference. I know because when Kyrie Irving played with LeBron on the Cavaliers, they did numbers. You know what I'm saying? With like utility pieces with them. So I feel like if he was on the Lakers, he would make noise. If it was him, LeBron, and AD, if they can make that happen for the Russ. But I don't think Russ would make it on a team with KD. I don't know if they want to be together anymore. So if they made that trade, KD would probably want out even more. So I think they need to finesse it. They probably should just actually stay on the team. Mend the bridges. Last year was a bad year. The whole COVID situation, the whole Harden situation. You have Ben Simmons still there too. Like what? Ben Simmons, KD, Kyrie Irving, TJ Warren, Royce O'Neal, Nick Claxton, Joe Harris, Patty Mills. Like Cam Thomas, like I said, you still got some players. So ultimately, like I said, pick up Boogie Cousins if you think you need to. That's a team right there. That's a team right there. I don't know. I wouldn't be so quick to pack up and move. I know it's the popular thing to do right now, KD. But if you just sit back and think about it, I think you should actually just chill. I think the scrutiny will be way less, and I think you would actually enjoy it. Putting Brooklyn on your back, and Brooklyn will respect that. I don't think you want to add another team to the list of people that hate you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they be texting and asking, treating you all wild. Taking you out of your peace and your zen. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, hey man, do you, but at the same time, be happy. You're making millions of dollars, but don't give the people reasons to hate or send you shit that you don't want to get or make your life any worse than it is, bro. 34 years old, you almost, you know what I'm saying? I don't know when you want to retire. I don't know how many more chips you want to win before you retire, but find your peace and don't let these people stress you out. Just chill, stay. I think staying may be the best option. What you guys think out there? If you guys agree with me, go ahead and hit that like button or something like that. But yeah, Warriors, don't do it. The Suns, I'm hearing, may be able to do it without giving up Booker, but I don't believe it. I don't know if they'll want Mikal Bridges Cam Johnson and DeAndre Ayton. I don't think they want any of that. I think they just want Devin Booker. It's like they're going to ask for the best player regardless. So I don't even want them to look at the Nuggets because this year I just want to play it out and see what MPJ and Jamal and everybody coming back is going to have to add to the team and see if we can get a little bit further in the playoffs. We made the Western Conference Finals fully loaded, and it just took a wild shot from AD to knock us out in game 2 to knock us off our rocker. So, yeah, man, I don't know what's going to happen there, but I don't think we need any more big rock the boat trades with these superstars. Stay on the team. If anything, I do want to see KD go to the Blazers, even though they're in our division and we have big rivalries with the Blazers. I do want to see Dame Lillard get a ring somehow, not before the Nuggets though, but before his time is up. And with the play, they got Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons. They signed for $100 million for 4 years. They locked up Nurkic. So I mean, they putting something together, but we'll see what goes on and see if they can do something. But as of now, man, NBA is acting crazy. NFL is acting crazy. Baseball is going up right now. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever. Ooh, okay. Sabrina just got an update. She went 5 for 5 from deep with 19 points in the opening half. Let's go, Sabrina. You already know what's going back there. You already see the jersey. You already know what's up. But anyways, last story here. I don't know if you guys are affected by this. I don't know where you're living. I don't know where you're listening from. But in Florida, there's an invasion. I don't know if it's an invasion, but it's one. I don't know how it got there. The giant African snail has been found in Florida, and this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing at all. I mean, even though they're cool to look at, these things are known to carry meningitis. You know what I'm saying? And their reproductive habits are super. They have like up to like 1,900 eggs at a time, and they can live in super like desolate climates, and they don't have any natural predators, so they just spread and kind of just eat everything and just kind of infect everything in its path. So Florida's kind of in a quarantine state right now, not as far as like not being able to travel, but they're not able to move any like soil, plants, compost or anything like that may have been infected by the snails, because they can spread that meningitis. And it's kind of crazy. Like, how the fuck do these big ass African snails get over here? Do they sneak over on cargo ships? Are they, because I know they get killed by salt. So, you know what I'm saying? Being in salt water, it'll be kind of a risky ass attempt for them. So how do they get from Africa to the US? Did somebody plant them here to try to overthrow our agricultural system? Like, what the fuck is going on now? Is it a Russian plant? They out here breeding super alien slugs out here to kill our agriculture? No, I don't know. I thought that was interesting, y'all. Just a little cherry on top to end the podcast with. But that's really all I got today, man. We are probably going to come back, double up with another podcast really soon. I know Jen wants to be back on the podcast. She flaked last week because of 4th of July. I'm just playing. I can't blame her. Everybody's supposed to be with family on 4th of July, but I do say I'm going to get people on this podcast every week, so it's not just me rambling. But I feel like sometimes y'all do like it when it's just me. You know what I'm saying? You like my speed. Y'all like my flavor. Y'all like my style. But if you like my style, let's talk about style for a little bit, huh? Best of Bias merch. We got hats. We got trucker hats. We got, what else we got? Well, nothing else is really close to me. We got dad hats, beanies, fucking shirts, sweaters. God damn it, come get something. You know what I'm saying? The anime shirts are coming real soon. I know you guys seen the design. I'll be posting it everywhere, but I'm trying to find DTG providers, people that do those kind of designs, can provide. If you guys know anybody, hit me up in the DMs, leave it down there in the comments, because I do need direct to garment printers for my design. So whoever can help me out with that, I would gladly hook you up with a shirt or some Best of Bias swag, whatever you need, just for that help. You know what I'm saying? Because we're trying to get this merch game going. Because if I do like something besides podcasting and giving you guys this bias is dressing, you know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to put that shit on. And if I can have my own stuff to wear, I'll wear that shit all the time. So this Best of Bias swag is going to be one of a kind. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the best podcast merch that you ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Best podcast merch of this generation. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's my bias. That's all I can give you is my bias. But this is the point of the episode where I like to let the people know where to find me at. You know where to find me at this point. It's SAC_Lydell for the Instagram. Patrick_Lydell for the Snapchat. If you're looking for the podcast, let me let you know. You know where to find the podcast. Anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Got Anchor, got Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, just Best of Bias. Go tell all your friends, share, like all the videos, man. I got like 70 of these bad boys. If you miss any of the audio episodes, go back and just look in there in the YouTube. You'll be able to see it, see my face, see all my Funko Pops, see the setup. You never know what kind of guests or what guests are gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying? You might see my little puppies walking around in the back. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fun for everybody in these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is excluded. But yeah, let's see. Merch, I already told you about that. A website coming real soon where I can get all that easily accessible to you so you can see all the colors. I got colors, man. I'm telling you, I got colors in the bucket hats. I got colors in the beanies. I got colors in the dad hats. Got colors in the trucker hats. You see me wearing the trucker hats the most because I'm a sweater. You know what I'm saying? I need to be ventilated. You know what I'm saying? You can see I'm shining right now, but you know, this is something I'm passionate about, man. Shout out Arts by Jackson. Hope that's I need to get his name right. Let me look up on Instagram right now because if I don't got this right, I feel like I'm doing him a disservice. Artistic Jacks. Look him up on Instagram, Artistic Jacks. If you need any work done, hit him up for inquiries, man. He's a great graphic designer. He did my patches, the logo for the podcast. He did the logo that's going to be on the t-shirts, and plenty more work to come. Check out his Instagram. He has great work on there, great artist, great friend, great family. So check him out. He's part of the Best of Bias family. And I'm very grateful for all he's contributed to the podcast. Also shout out Dank Reynolds, man, because that theme song you be hearing, he blessed the track, you know what I'm saying? He graciously gave that to us for the podcast, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't shout him out enough for that brilliant theme song, for the beat for the theme song. I appreciate you, brother, if you're hearing this. But yeah, man, that's all. Short and sweet. Like I said, not much happened this week. I just wanted to update you guys on what was happening in the, sports world. Some stuff's moving for NFL, some stuff moving for the NCAA, NBA, free agency, stuff like that. And those tragedies, man, we got to stop. We got to practice togetherness, man. This country needs some healing, some mending, and whatever I can do to provide love and some happiness and some, some distraction for the heaviness of what's going on in America, what's going on in the world right now. There's still a war happening in Russia, though we seem to have forgot about that since it's not directly in the media like it was before, but it's still happening over there. Lives are still being lost. So prayers out to everybody in the world right now. Everybody needs that love. And again, anybody wants to be on the podcast, hit me up, man. I'm down to have anybody on here. You got anything going, we'll talk about it. We'll bring your bias and we'll talk about some topics so we get other people's bias besides mine. But for now, it's the Best of Bias podcast. It's Lydell Dinero. You already know who it is. Get you a hat and come right back to the Best of Bias podcast. Where my theme song at? It's right here.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast.